On Tuesday, your students will be taking a test that is set up exactly like this one. The only difference will be that the numbers will be different. In class for the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at area and perimeter. Their homework for this week will be a review of area and perimeter. And then this video can be a way for them to study either by themselves or with you. So number 1 says, find the area and perimeter of the rectangle. And it gives us the key. It lets us know that each square unit is 1 centimeter squared. So I've already gone ahead and drawn on this one, but I found the width as 4 centimeters because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 4 grids across, and then the length as 7 centimeters because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The length of that rectangle has 7 square units, and we know they're each worth 1 centimeter squared. A lot of the time, students will label just 2 of the sides, and that's okay for area, but that kind of messes them up when they're trying to figure out perimeter. So in class, we've talked about if you have a rectangle and you know the length and the width, but they haven't continued to label the measurements around the shape, you know that it's just a mirror effect. If I look in a mirror, I see my reflection. This 4 centimeters, the width is looking across like it's a mirror. The opposite side is also 4 centimeters. And when it's drawn on a grid like this, students can double check to see how that works out. So I went ahead and did that. We know that this is 4 centimeters wide. It's mirroring this other width, so it should also be 4 centimeters. And in fact, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. The length on the left is 7. The length on the right is also 7. To find area, we multiply the length and the width. So I have 7 times 4 equals 28. My measurement is in centimeters. Since I'm doing area, I say square centimeters. When it's given to students on a grid like this, they could also double check the area by counting all of the grids inside the shape. If they do that, they'll see that that is 28 and help them better understand what in the world area is. For perimeter, students need to add up all the sides, so they could go around and they could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and continue going. Or we've talked in 4th grade as well as this is a review from 3rd grade that to find perimeter, you add up all the sides. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 4 plus 4 is 8, 14 plus 8, the perimeter is 22 centimeters. Now, a common mistake that students will do, especially if only 2 of the sides are labeled, is they'll only add up those 2 sides. So a student might say, perimeter 7 plus 4, the perimeter is 11 centimeters. We've talked in class, imagine there is a terrifying dragon dinosaur creature. This is a yard. You want to fence that bad boy in. If you only count for 2 of the sides, he's going to escape. Perimeter, it's really important that they add up all of the sides. Number 2, it says find the area and the perimeter of the rectangle. So it's very similar to number 1. The only difference is the grids have not continued into the shape. If your student has having a really hard time with figuring out area, they could continue drawing the grids. But since this is a review from 3rd grade, they should be able to just find the measurements and solve. So again, each of the square units is 1 centimeter squared. So my width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters. This is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters. And my length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centimeters. Again, for area, I multiply the length times the width. So 7 times 5, that will give me 35. So the area for this shape is 35 square centimeters. To find the perimeter, I add up all of the sides. 7 plus 7, which is 14, plus 5, which is 10. 14 plus 10 gets me a perimeter of 24 centimeters. It's very important that students add the unit to their answer. Number 3, we're moving on away from the grid, and students will be given a shape, and the length and the width will be either told to them or they might have to figure it out. For this one, they give us the length and the width, and we're solving for area and perimeter. So again, for area, I do my length, 6 meters, times my width, 3 meters. That gets me 18 square meters. For perimeter, 6 plus 3. This is where some students might stop and make a common mistake. They only add up 2 of the sides. I need to add up all 4 of the sides. So 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3. 6 and 3 give me 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. And my unit of measurement is meters. So the perimeter is 18 meters. Number 4. A square has side lengths of 4 feet. What is the perimeter of the square? Again, shapes and perimeter were taught and practiced in 3rd grade. So your student should know that a square has all equal sides. So if one side measures 4 feet, all 4 sides are going to measure 4 feet. This asks for just the perimeter. So for perimeter, I add up all the sides. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. My perimeter would be 16. The unit of measurement is feet. So the perimeter is 16 feet. Number 5. A rectangle has an area of 80 square centimeters. If the width of the rectangle is 10 centimeters, what is the length? So here they give us the area, they give us one measurement. We have to find a missing measurement. So I know area is length times width. It says that this shape has an area of 80. And a width of 10. Length times 10 will give me 80. So I have to ask myself, what times 10 gives me 80? 8 times 10 will give me 80. So my missing length is 8 centimeters. And again, students need to make sure that they have that unit of measurement documented. Number 6. The rectangle has a perimeter of 140 centimeters. If the width is 20 centimeters, what is the measure of the length? So again, we're looking for a missing measurement. This time they tell us what the perimeter is. I know to solve for perimeter, I have to add up all of my sides. So this shape gives me the width. It's 20 centimeters. Again, like a reflection looking in the mirror, if this is 20, what mirrors it on the opposite side is also 20. So I'm trying to figure out the length. I'm going to leave that as a question mark, plus 20. And I know that my perimeter is 140. 20 and 20 will give me 40. So 40 plus 2 unknowns will get me 140. When we're solving for a missing measurement for perimeter, it's really important that students remember that these missing values have to be the same number because it's going to mirror. So the next step I can do is I can say, okay, I have 140. I'm going to take away 40. And then I have to ask myself, what plus what would give me 100? So students could plug in chug if they don't have this fact memorized. Or they could say 100 divided by 2 unknowns that are the same is 50. So my length is 50 centimeters. I encourage students to double check their work, and the way they could do that for a problem like this is by plugging that 50 back into our perimeter formula. So 20 plus 50 plus 20 plus 50. 20 and 50 give me 70. 70 plus 70 would give me 140. and that is the perimeter that I was given for the shape. So for number 6, the missing measurement of the length is 50 centimeters. The last problem is a multi-step word problem. Students will be given a grid to help them draw this out. So this says a calendar is 2 times as long and 4 times as wide as a business card. The business card is 2 inches long and 3 inches wide. What is the perimeter of the calendar? There's a lot of information going on in this, so I'm going to restate the question so that I know what I need to focus on solving for and I don't just stop after maybe 1 or 2 steps. The question says, what is the perimeter of the calendar? So I'm just going to put P for perimeter of the calendar is, and our measurement is inches, blank inches. All right, it tells me that the calendar is 2 times as long and 4 times as wide as a business card. That does not mean that my calendar is 2 inches by 4 inches. I'm comparing my calendar to the business card. So I'm going to draw out on this grid paper the business card in purple. So the business card is 2 inches long, 1, 2, and 3 inches wide, 1, 2, 3. Now, it says that the calendar is 2 times as long and 4 times as wide. Yep. So, 2 times as long. Here's 2. Twice as long as 2 is going to be 4. So I'm going to extend this 2 more. And then 4 times as wide. So I need to do the number 3 4 times across. Or 4 times 3 would be 12. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be twice as long. 7, 8, 9. 3 times as long. 10, 11, 12. That's 4 times as long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my calendar ends up being 4 inches by 12 inches. And I'm going to look back at my answer statement to see what I need to do with this information. Okay, I need to find the perimeter. So since it's a grid, your student could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and count all the way around, or they could write the formula for perimeter in a math sentence. For perimeter, I know I'm going to add up all of the sides. 4 plus 12, I can't stop there. Perimeter goes all the way around. Plus 4 plus 12. I know 4 plus 12 will give me 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. I can plug this answer back into my answer statement. The perimeter of the calendar is 32 inches.